All right, folks, let's get cracking. Oh my lord, it's hotter than the hubs of OJ's Bronco right now. Oh, it's just terrible. And it's humid too. Anyway, go over to Brenda's Barracuda. See if I'll get the hood open. That's always a challenge. Anyway, we'll take a look, see what tools we need for that. So we'll get back to you. Oh, there we go. All right, looks like what, a 1/2 wrench. That's missing. Wait, is that a little cotter? No, it's got nothing. It was rusted. But anyway, maybe I'll get some PV blaster and, yeah, maybe not. This got to come off here. What? I'm gonna take the carburetor off and get it soaking. So anyway, yeah, okay, nothing to it. Take this off. All right, I'll run back and grab some tools. Oh God, okay, here I go. Yeah, the open end wrench don't fit in there very well, so he's got the box end here. That's about all it's got going for it. Looks like it's got kind of an isolator gasket, or a big thick gasket anyway. Oh boy, this one's gonna be, that one was loose too. Wow, how's a guy get in there? Brenda just got done shopping over in Prairie with this thing. So yeah, she's kind of warm. Wow. Well, they don't give you a lot of room in here. You can't get a socket. You can't get a socket in here worth of crap. And you won't be able to. So, eighth inch of a turn at a time, it looks like so far. Until I get my little stubby fingers in there. At least it's not fighting me, really. We'll see. Well, this one's the easiest. I should probably just save this one for last. Oh. This one's not too bad. Come on, baby. So let's see, I refuse to say oh no during the course of this video, because I guess there's a drinking game that involves me saying oh no. Whoops. There's a little clip here, a little choke mechanism. I'll throw this back on somehow. Oh, that's backwards. So anyway, I'm not gonna give anybody the pleasure. Oh, I need to quit saying oh all the time. Bullshit. Well, I need to quit swearing too. Sorry, Troy. I'm getting there. Oh, Brenda, can you do this for a while? What? Okay, here I go. Still can't get it with my finger. I'm getting it kind of with my finger. Oh, it's so gummy though. Ooh. Oh, there's one. Whew. I'm gonna go back to this one here. Oh, this is killing me. Ooh. Oh, the last one. There we go. I turned it the right way. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Oh, just about ready to go. You know, usually when I get an old car, we just do a whole total, like a major tune-up. Get all new plugs, wires. All these wires actually look pretty decent. They look like they might be new, and I think the plugs are kind of new too. But we'll check them out. Yeah, new hoses and stuff. We'll do new belts too. I already got one belt. I think I got the alternator belt. But I'm going to want to get a new power steering belt. I've got a power steering pressure hose. We're going to replace that also, because the power steering's leaking somehow, and I'm just kind of hoping that it's the hose and not the unit itself. Oh boy, that's on there. Oh, there it goes. Oh, we got it. Oh. Whew. Up and off it comes. There we go. That's what that looks like. That's what this looks like. A little two-throater. Looks like a big one barrel, but it's actually a two barrel. Pretty crazy, huh? Alright, let's take her back, strip it apart. Oh, I just remembered that carburetor kit's in here. Oh. Whoops. There we go. High grade. Better than low grade. Better than highbrow. Anyway, I'm sure you got a cell phone. Now's the time. Go ahead, take pictures of all the various linkage arrangements, and there are plenty. Personally, I don't have a cell phone, but I grab a digital camera, and I took about a dozen pictures all the way around it. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and disassemble this thing. And one thing you want to be careful with is like this choke diaphragm. That's got rubber inside there. You don't want to soak this in that witch's brew carburetor cleaner that we got under the workbench here. Anyway, that'll deteriorate that. I'm sure it will. This rubber hose here comes off too. You don't want to soak that either. Any other thing inside that you find that is rubber, I guess you wouldn't want to soak that either. So they'll need to be cleaned individually and with care. So anyway, with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and peel this thing apart. I'm going to try to keep the linkages. I'm going to try to keep as much of the stuff kind of intact as possible, so that I don't have a bunch of little pieces to put together. I'll go ahead and clean stuff, really well. But for the most part, we're going to get all this soaking in that can of cleaner. And we'll probably leave it overnight, let it soak really good. Then we'll blow out all the passages with compressed air, or maybe a tip cleaner, or whatever we find necessary. So anyway, I'm going to take a note of what the idle screws are set at. Kit comes with all the gaskets, accelerator pump, needle and seat for the float. It comes with instructions covering just about anything that this carburetor was ever molded to. So spend some time in your reading room, becoming intimate with your instructions, and because every one of them, it doesn't matter what it gets molded to. It seems like each application is different, so there'll be some minor tweaks and adjustments that'll be necessary for your application. So yeah, it's pretty thorough. So let's even list stuff for like Desoto, Dodge trucks, Plymouth Dodge, and so on. Footnotes, abbreviations, what they stand for. So comes with a little gauge. In here, a little cardboard gauge. You can't see it right now, but for adjusting the float level. And a lot of times what a guy can do, he can use a set of calipers, I guess, a little more accurate. But so here's the needle and seat. That'll be placed in up here. Gives you an assortment of like base plate gaskets. Replace it with the one that it more closely resembled, I guess. Okay, so these are like an isolator type of gasket. Come with this gasket here. You can use either one or several of these. So Just make sure you go ahead and peel it apart, come to the conclusion which one you need, you go ahead and use that. There's some other gaskets. This one's kind of a thicker one. This one's a thinner one. And this looks like it uses a thick one, so we might not use this one. We'll have to use this one here. Some other O-rings. Looks like there's some plugs here. So some of these plugs, you can actually knock that plug out, clean out a passage, and reinstall these plugs. Looks like there's some ball bearings there. You got some other assorted like little hairpin clips, little E-clips that you can use throughout. So if yours is missing, you got some extra parts here. That's about it, folks. Yeah, there's an assortment of these. There's about 2 or 3 of these in there, so you'll have to make sure you closely compare what you have with the gasket that they have in the kit. So, yeah, here's Accelerator Pump, and this is of the leather variety. So for years they always used leather. Then they got away from leather and they went to some kind of a, I don't know, plastic rubber type seal, I guess, in the accelerator pump. Anyway, it was found that that would actually deteriorate, so they actually went back to leather, and that's what this is here. So leather will work with probably E85 or E10, whatever the hell. Anyway, this thing will never see E10 or E85. I don't like any of that stuff, so I just run regular gas in all my stuff. So there you have it, folks. Gonna peel her apart and get her soaking. So not the first time this has been apart. You can see by the wear in the screws. She's probably been apart, I mean, since 1965. Probably been apart a couple times before we got to it. So, and who knows what the previous owners did. We'll compare all this linkage and stuff with the directions and make sure that everything's lined up correctly. No, arthritis. So you got these extra long ones at the very back. And it also has a little small washer too, a little lock washer. Let's go to the back. So there's choke pull off. Like I said, there's probably a rubber diaphragm in there. And you can kind of test that. Put a little vacuum on this, see if it holds vacuum, or maybe it should bleed off a little bit. I'm not sure. Anyway, we study that later. So I got a little clip here. I'm going to remove that. Come on, baby. Yeah, so this came out like this. I'm going to take a picture of this. You know, I tell you what, maybe you'll laugh at me for taking pictures, but it's been maybe 25 years since I rebuilt one of these things. Anyway, it can be kind of frustrating. Alright, here we go. Where the hell am I? Alright, there we go. Here's the accelerator pump. How's that going to come off? There's a big screw there, I guess. Can I finagle it this way? Looks like I can. There we go. And out it comes. Now this is the old style leather accelerator pump, so that's a good old one. Little spring here. I'm going to keep track of that. I wonder if it comes with a new spring there. Nope. Yeah, you'll have to reuse this spring. It doesn't come in the kit. How does that compare? I don't know. Looks about the same. Yeah, this little needle feels kind of gummy. Oh. Alright. Flip her over, you got a couple of screws on the bottom. Alright. Oops, careful. So let's see. Yeah, these bottom ones are longer. So these bottom two screws are a little bit longer than the top four screws that are shorter. So these are the top four. These are the bottom two. So you want to keep that in mind. These are the long ones. They're on the back side on top. You saw that. So just keep that in mind. So this one here doesn't have the washer anymore, but alrighty. And there you go. Here's a throttle, blade assembly. This actually feels kind of sloppy, so I don't know if it'll make a difference or not, but if it does, we've got another one that we can take a look at. So anyway, she's pretty grubby, and I think this stuff can just go right in the suit. Anyway, this is going to go soak for a while. I'm going to disassemble this more. This gasket needs to be removed. We should probably come to the conclusion which gasket we're going to use there. It looks like it's going to be this one. Not this one. None of that. So we're going to use this gasket here. So there we have it. So that closely resembles that. Alright, we'll go ahead and peel this off. A lot of times when you're replacing these gaskets, I like to soak them with like WD-40. And then the next time you have to take this thing apart, it's just that easy. Just that much more easy. But this is coming off okay. There we go. One piece. Not too bad. As you can see, compare it with your new gasket. It's a direct match. Okay. So usually don't throw anything away until you're 100% done, but I'm throwing it over there for now. So here's the choke. No, so just all this. That was this. This goes corresponds with that accelerator pump. I believe this is as far as we need to tear this down. We'll probably go ahead and scrub it, clean it up real good, let it soak. Check any passages that may need to be blown out. This looks kind of boogered up a little bit, but I'm going to say it's probably alright. Well, it's got some crud buildup, kind of rusty old, probably just crap from the tank. Anyway, we're going to soak that. Let's get soaked. Okay, so here's the main float bowl assembly, and they pulled this little staple, I guess call it a staple, out of here. Your float should come right out then. Well, maybe we'll take this off first. Try a pair of pliers. There we go. Yeah, use pliers and everything. So here's a little needle. You will see it actually still looks pointy. And maybe it was okay. Seemed a little sticky. But anyway, new one. A new gasket here too. So we'll replace that. This can actually be thrown later. There's a pin right here. You want to make sure that this pivot pin doesn't get lost. So is there one in the kit? Don't see it. So yeah, don't lose that. These floats, these look pretty good, but god dang it! You know what? I can actually hear gas on these. So guess what, folks? I'm gonna have to order some floats because these have been compromised. So, doggone it. Anyway, look up on the internet, order one. So, In the meantime, we're gonna let the stuff soak. There's all kinds of, actually the bowl was like dry. Why was it dry? Don't know. But there's all kinds of just funkadelic gack in there. So I imagine I can take this jet assembly off the top and try that too. So these screws are specific. Get some little like a banjo. They're holed all the way through, so these will need to be cleaned out really good. So I assume this will come apart further, so I'll probably break this apart here. And you got to kind of look at this, but kind of some gack. The check ball right there. And this almost seems like there's sand particles in there. You know, that just can't be good. Take a look at this crap down here. Anyway, it's gonna need good soaking. This gasket here, you'll need to make sure that you find a corresponding gasket in the kit and set it aside. I believe it's probably this one here. Yeah. So this one here will go there. So set that aside there. There's another gasket here. Probably one of these two. These two almost look, yeah, they're a little bit different. So we'll take a look at that. All right. But yeah, this is really, this is some bad muck in here. So, and this is not going to be easy to. Yeah, there it comes right out. This is not going to be easy. Whatever. I'll snap a picture of this before I get too lost. So this little tube, I don't know if it's a metering tube of some sort or whatever, but it's actually came out of here. So I imagine it needs to be clocked in a certain way. So it was just kind of laying in this well. That's not right. So maybe I'll swedge this a little bit, see if we can get her to stick in there better. So I imagine there's a teeny hole here that needs to correspond with this slot. And here's this gasket here. It's kind of maybe it's a thinner one. So there's a thicker one, but I don't believe that's what that is. This was a thinner one. We're gonna go ahead and go with this one. And we'll check our holes, make sure they all line up right. They do. So I'm gonna take a picture of that too, because there's a hole in this gasket that doesn't really line up with nothing. Maybe something in the future or whatever, but that's gonna throw me off. Here's something we want to take a look at. See, there's a hole right here it's almost partially blocked by this gasket, but I want to go ahead and take my time and make sure that the new gasket gets clearanced for this area, because I don't think you'd like that. Looks like it could stand some clearancing here and here also. So anyway, there we go. And she's off just like that. Not bad. It didn't stick. There's not a lot of mess. There's not a lot of gasket crap to clean up, so. And there's probably an adjustment of the screw here. Kind of like to almost leave it alone, but. I freed her up. There's a little ball on the tip of them, on the piece of that magnet there. Anyway, I didn't want to flip this over like I did and lose that, but there was so much gack in there it just stayed in. So, all right. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and consult with the instructions on this issue and see if that needs to be disassembled further. Like I said, it's probably been 25, 30 years since I rebuilt a carburetor, so, you know, hang in there. Now, it's kind of interesting. We had this thing running maybe a week ago, and the float bowl, or the bowl, is like really dry. But look at all that gack inside of there. That's just terrible. So I kind of wonder why that would happen. I don't know if that's typical or not. But anyway, she's ready for a bath. Anyway, we'll check it out further once it's all cleaned up. So anyway, probably see you tomorrow. I gotta order a float too for it, so we'll get on that. Looks toxic. It's almost like paint stripper. Get in there, everything. So close. Probably good enough. We'd get the lid back on this thing though. Come on, baby, just fit. Fit in there. Oh, that's pretty close. All right, we're back into it. So when you're taking this carburetor apart, what you want to do is you want to grab the float and then kind of, well, take it next to your good ear and listen for any fuel slosh. Okay. So in this case, I could actually hear some fuel sloshing around in one of the floats. So that basically deems it no good. I don't know if a guy can repair that or not, but it's beyond me. So I was considering going up in RockAuto, ordering the float, and then it occurred to me that we had actually picked up a carburetor of the same make as a Carter 2-barrel carb. I thought, well, I'll go ahead and I'll grab this thing, peel it apart, compare the float. The float checks out, then go ahead and use it. So I did peel it apart, shook it, couldn't hear any fuel sloshage, and so it passed that test. But then I actually compared the two, and we'll take a look at them right here. So as you can plainly see, there's a 1/4 inch difference, I think, between the two as far as length. This is the one that's out of Brenda's 65 Barracuda, okay, and this is the one that's out of the later model Carter carb. So anyway, I imagine I could probably use it, but I imagine the kit instructions would have a different float measurement for the later style carb. I don't know. So when something's cloaked in voodoo, I'll just go to RockAuto and grab the part. What are you about? So usually I have the foresight to order all my parts for all of our assorted projects, and that way we've always got parts on hand. But in this case, you know, I'm gonna have to wait a couple days. Today's currently Sunday. It's January 5th. So we're probably looking at another 2-3 days. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and clean these parts. They've been soaking in this witch's brew carb cleaner, and so it's got a little basket and so on. Anyway, you know, I've used this stuff before, and when you pull the stuff out and rinse them off, the stuff just has a beautiful, almost as cast appearance to them. So my hope is that this is going to look really nice once I get her all hosed off and detailed. Some of the parts, like I'll show you here, there's this kind of metering rod assembly. Anyway, that's very delicate, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit that with some carb cleaner, and I'm going to be really careful with it because you don't want to bend them little rods. They're teeny. Alrighty. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these things out of that soup and then and hose them down. Stay tuned. Alright, you're going to want to make sure that you cover your balls of the eye variety with some safety glasses. This stuff's really nasty. You want to make sure you don't get it on your beautiful paint job. So, I'm sure this stuff almost seems like a paint remover, but oh no. Should probably also have some mitt protection, but I'm just going to use this pair of pliers. Oh. Ouch. Oh, come on, baby. Well, there you have it. I don't know if you recall what it looked like before, but it was pretty grubby, but stuff looks nice and clean. I'm going to go ahead and hit it with some carb cleaner and some spots through all the passages and so on and so forth. Then I'll crank up my my coal-fired air compressor, it's steam-powered, and blow everything out real good. You always want to make sure that you can incorporate your wife's patio furniture into whatever you're doing. She'll feel good knowing that she contributed. So, I like me out, Brenda. Anyway, cover them balls. There we go. Nuts. Anyway, this stuff kind of burns when it gets on your face, so, and in this case, good thing I had some eye protection on because it just splattered my face, so whatever. That was fun. Alright, so everything looks pretty clean. What's kind of bothering me here was this little doodad here came out of this uvula assembly, and yeah, I don't like that, so I have to look at maybe swedging that a little bit so it's tighter. I don't know if that's possible. We may take a look at that parts carb back on the bench, and maybe we'll swap it out. But you know, I'm not sure how specific this is to our carb, But anyway, I'll explore what the hell we got to do. So stand by. So everything's going along quite nicely, actually, with the exception of spraying brake cleaner and getting it on my puss, which is puss is 1930s slang for this part of my face. So actually, I think a face shield would have worked out probably a lot better while doing this kind of stuff. But let's see. I think there's supposed to be a gasket down in this hole, but I'm going to check the instructions. Okay, it's my dad. Hang on. Oops. Oh no. So I'm outside enjoying the weather. Yeah. Bye-bye. Okay, so anyway, let's go. All right, here we go. So anyway, like I said, it'll be nice having this little additional Carter 2 barrel right next to me. Yeah, I'm gonna throw this stuff kind of back together on this. Yeah, the floats on this one here check out good. Just kind of half-ass throwing it back together. I may just leave this kind of like this for now. So I'm gonna move it off to the side. Like this. You bet. There it is. This little plate goes here. Hey kids, I'm back. Anyway, it just rained a little while ago. My shirt got wet, had to swap that out. Anyway, well, it's dried up now, so anyway, I had to open the hood of that, let my 3-horse Briggs kind of cool down. You know, I got kind of a hole in the roof here. So anyway, I had to power it down, come back. Anyway, RockAuto came through with new float assembly. And while I was ordering stuff, I grabbed a new dash pot. It seemed as though when I applied vacuum to this, it would kind of bleed down slowly, the old one. So I thought, well, I'll just grab a new one. Pretty cheap. I don't know, both things were, float probably was like, I don't know, it was $8 or $5, something like that. This was like $5. So, yeah, not a big deal. So anyway, so far I've screwed in the main jets, and they got new gaskets underneath. I don't know if you can see that or not, but oh no. And while I was doing that, I threw in the Venturi assembly. It went in with new gaskets also. So there's a gasket on top, a gasket on the bottom here. There's like several different gaskets that come in the kit. You just need to be able to figure out, just match up your old ones with the new ones. So not a big deal. But so I've got this snugged down. I got these jets snugged in. Anyway, the kit instructions claim that you should not install the main metering assembly. That's this little doodad here. Yeah, the metering, these little needles are so thin and delicate. Be careful with those. But anyway, it wants you to adjust the floats without installing the main metering assembly. So basically what I got to do is I'm going to throw in this needle and seat. You want to be careful because while you're making adjustments, you don't want to push against that needle because it's very delicate. The tip is, you know, it's just made out of rubber. But you know, be careful you don't mess that up. So you may need to, if you need to make an adjustment, you'll have to back this out, take it out. Go ahead and bend this arm whichever way it needs to go, reinstall everything, check it again. So anyway, I went ahead and set up a kind of a adjustable square, and I got it set to 1/4 of an inch, and that's how I'm going to do her. So I'll get set up for that. Gonna try that kind of finger tight, I think. I need to find some glasses. This just isn't working. I can't see what the hell I'm doing. Alright, here we go. Oh, wow. Wow, I can almost see that too good. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I don't know if that's getting it. Oh, it's a little, actually, it's a little tight there. But on this side, it's kind of hanging away from it. So, wait a minute, what was that? Okay, get in there. Alright. So it looks like it's about a 1/16 of an inch away from that one. So it's kind of cocked a little bit. Something needs to be bent here. Yeah. I don't know if you can see this or not. Kind of a pain. So I need to bend it a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna try that. Pretty close there, about a 30 seconds on that side. And about a 1/16 on this side. Oh geez, that's too damn much. What a pain in the ass. Alright, I got it pretty close. Alright, I'll keep tweaking on it. Anyway, I'll get back to you. I got these adjusted. They're good enough. So anyway, a little struggling on my part. So, but anyway, so hey JayBo, how do you keep your accelerator pump leather so soft and supple? Well, I've always used 30 weight motor oil. You know you're soaking in it. In engine oil? Relax, it's Quick Trip brand motor oil. Is it mild? It's more than mild. It's 1030 weight. And no kidding, 1030 softens your accelerator pump as you drive the car. Alright, so check this out. Before you throw the Venturi assembly back on the carburetor, you need to make sure that this little check ball, oh my god, if you can see it, goes right in this location here. Just like that. There's also a check ball, or there's a check ball kind of assembly down this throat here for the accelerator pump. Anyway, that sounds like it's moving freely, so I'm just leaving that one. Now the kit actually has a big ball and a small ball. The small one goes in this area here. So, and if your carb doesn't have that retainer around the check ball, then just throw the big one in inside of there. It'd be very similar to this one here. I don't know if you can see down on that bore, but there's a check ball on the very bottom of it. And it's just kind of laying in there freely by itself without any kind of retainer over top of it. So anyway, just something I learned, so I wanted to pass that on. I'll go ahead and throw this Venturi assembly back on, and I'll get back with you. Alright, there we go. So now watch me struggle with this little metering setup. The little metering rods are, they're even finer than like a needle. So my big stubby fingers can't even grab onto them. So I don't know if you can see this or not, because they're pretty fine. Yeah, they're very, very delicate. So Alright, wait a minute, folks. Now the kit shows a little rubber gasket going down that bore. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that in first. Durr. Anyway, when I was cleaning this out, I didn't see a gasket. Now this little rubber O-ring, but the kit actually shows it, so I'm gonna throw it in. My parts carburetor didn't show a gasket either, but kit instructions show it right there. Number 56. Gasket, vacuum piston. Anyway, appears to be the same diameter as this. Keep going down in. Go on, baby. All right. There you are, sweetheart. All right, that gasket's in. So I don't know if gas actually melts that gasket away. Maybe E10 or something. I don't know. Alright, we're going to try to line these up. Whoops. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh, first, yeah, the spring. The spring's got to get dropped down in there. Sorry about that. Okay. Dropping it in. Can't really see what I'm doing, so I'm just kind of going by sense of feel. Oh, the fan's actually blowing my needles around. That's all light there. Come on, sweetheart. Get in there. Okay. No. Alright, I got that side in. This side's still in. Kinda. I suppose I'm on some spring tension now. Get in that hole. Okay, I got them both in. Alright, once you get that in there, you gotta find that screw. Yeah, this is probably the only screw of its type in the carburetor. Looks like that. It's got a nice shoulder on it. And it goes right here. Whoops. Oh no. Okay, there we go. I got it. Just snug her up. There she goes. Looks like a worker. Alright, so in my case, accelerator pump plunger gets assembled in this manner. I had to reuse this little doodad here. There wasn't one in the kit, but it's kind of a little vent type seal. Works like that. Anyway, you'll want to carefully assemble the accelerator pump into the accelerator pump bore, we're calling it. But it should work like that when you're done. You know, I'm getting to a point where just got like 3 assemblies to throw back together. But I need to take a look at how my linkages and so on kind of go. So anyway, I'm gonna go check on that, and then I'll get back with you guys. I got about 6-7 screws left, a couple of gaskets here. Yeah, I don't want to forget gaskets, I guess, but wouldn't be unlike me, I guess. This little hose goes back on. I don't know, not much left. Alright, so I like to saturate gaskets with WD-40. That way they kind of stay, they don't stick to the carb surfaces in case you do have to peel the damn thing apart. But anyway, I just get them really soaking really good. So that's what I do. Only one's gonna go there. This other one was on the throttle plate. Probably just goes one way. That'd probably be like this way. That looks pretty good. I don't want to block these holes. Maybe I'll take this one off. So I got a total of 8 screws here. Okay, so these 2 long ones are obvious where they go. These four shorter ones, they'll go up front here. Okay, on these 4. The 2 medium-sized ones, they'll actually go right here in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw those in. So here's where your out of focus picks are going to come in handy. Anyway, I'm taking a look at those as I'm doing this, because you know, I just can't remember. I mean, we started doing this video, I mean, it's going to be a short 5-minute video for you people, but I've actually been working on this for probably 3-4 months. It was like late spring when I started, and now winter is quickly approaching. So anyway, here we go. That's gonna go there. This needs to go like what? Like what? How's that go? That goes like this and like that. This kind of goes in here like this. This will go up here like so, and it goes in that end notch, it looks like. Okay, you gotta line this pump plunger up so it don't get tweaked. Oh my god, the gasket's moving around. Oh, and this fell out. That's not a big deal. I'm just gonna leave it out. Alright. 2 long ones in the back. Getting them started a little bit. Ooh, that one's tight already. Wow. Okay, you got these 4 to go on top. Transfer this linkage over to this new dash pot. This little hairpin clip is like microscopic, for crying out loud. So it appears this goes like this. It's a mystery. Alright, just going finger tight again. Just want to make sure everything's all hooked up right, and then I'll go ahead and put the screws to it. It always seems like I get about this far and then I forgot something that's deep in the bowels of it. Alright, just a little recap, alright. So the instructions have you placing this linkage, part of the linkage, in the center hole. That's for normal operation. If you are in a colder climate or a warmer climate, it goes in one of these 2 holes on the outside, okay? So, but for our purposes, we're just going to put it right in the middle. There's a couple holes on this accelerator pump lever. Okay, then the kit instructions claim to use this hole here. When I got this, it was actually placed in the outside hole. From what I gather, the outside hole is not used for anything, so why it's even there, I have no idea. But anyway, so once you get your carburetor good and clean, you want to make sure that you don't lubricate any of the linkage, okay? Because lubrication will, well, you know, collect dirt and whatnot, dirt, dust, and a lot of this stuff kind of depends on gravity letting it fall into place. So you don't want to get stuff. You don't want to get, you know, you don't want to get this thing, you know, kind of greased up and so that it's sticking and so on and so forth. This dash pod, I'm going to go ahead and I'll probably make an adjustment after I get it hooked up to a vacuum source and with it idling and make sure that it runs correctly. But for the most part, so I don't have the screws all tightened down yet. Okay, so here's one thing that I found that was wrong with this thing. There's supposed to be a clip on the accelerator pump that actually holds this this vent up about 1/16 of an inch. Okay, so you'll be able to see that here if I open it up. Okay. So there's those little notches there. Damn it, it's got a hold of me. So there's these little notches right here on the accelerator pump shaft, I guess you call it. So there's 3 of them, so they kind of correspond with these 3 holes here. Okay, so if it's cold, hot, or whatever, for the most part, you know, like I said, we're operating it at a normal outdoor temperatures, I guess. So we're going to go ahead and install that clip here. But kit did not come with a clip. The clip for this to hold this this little vent cap open, and I guess from what I gather, it's kind of important. But I don't know. It just seems like there's enough slop in it that it should be vented. But anyway, I can order that part individually, and anyway, so for the most part, this video is done, I guess, on this, with the exception of this. So next time you see me with this thing, I'll be bolted on the car. All right. So if you've been entertained, like, share, and subscribe. Ring that bell. So anyway, thanks for spending your day with me. Adios. Yep. So I think I gotta take it all apart. Alright, be back in a second.